Saka. Argentina and Tonga meet in Pool C at Hanazo Stadium in Japan for match 13 at the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Both teams will be hoping it is an unlucky 13 as they attempt to get their first win under their belts in this year's campaign. And time now for the national anthems of Argentina and Tonga.
それではアルゼンチン国歌、トンガ国歌の演奏です。
Emotional. And the Kingdom of Tonga will now perform their cultural challenge called Sipitao, with Argentina lining up to accept.
Roger. Yep.
It's the 6th consecutive World Cup for Argentine coach Mario Ledesma, player, assistant coach and head coach. Tata Kefu, assistant coach for Tonga at World Cup 2011, has been their head coach since 2016 and a Rugby World Cup winner in 1999 with Australia.
Well, it's an experienced Argentinian lineup. This front row, power galore. Just the one change in the front row there. Julian Montoya comes in for Ustien Krevi. And then in the backs, a couple of changes too. As Benjamin Pichetta, at 33 years old, starts his 6th test, well, his first test in over 6 years. Somewhat of a surprise. Santiago Carreras, young 21-year-old, also gets his first start, his 3rd test match cap. For the rest, it is a balanced and powerful team. Tonga have had their issues. A couple of injuries have meant a complete rejig in the backs. One change in the front row, in the hooker as well. Paul Angamo makes way, but big changes in the back with young James Faber, preferred at 10.
The whistle for this one, assisted by Ben O'Keefe and Brendan Pickerel, both from New Zealand. Pick up ball on the left of your screen. Early start here from Julian Montoya, 26-year-old, on October 29, later this month. Early touch for Marcus Kramer in midfield. Kubeli comes back to the right-hand side. Tried to snug through there was Matias Orlando. Getting Thomas Lavanini, his first touch, the man with Leicester. Flat board, big hit come in. It's Tonga that get the early touch here. Takalua, they have the scrum advantage. The halfback. Trying to get on the outside there was Viliami, Lolahea. Tonga, known as the Sea Eagles, or Kali Tahi, still have that advantage, says Piper. And to help out there was Ben Taimafuna. Sanatani Takalua at the base. Goes towards the touchline. Good relieving kick from Tonga.
Yeah, they absorbed the pressure well, didn't they, the Tongan defence? Got up there, made a big tackle on Pablo Matara, and he spilled it forward. Maybe just had a little glance up to see who was coming his way.
First line out. Good clean take there from Petty. Little chip over the top. Classic Argentina. Support runners had disappeared for a split second. Ngannou comes away with it, the 13 for Tonga. Trying to skip through there was Vaianu. Also plays his professional rugby with Leicester. And here they come. Oh, the Tongan tank, Ben Taimafuna, 155 kilograms. He will be a handful tonight, Will the Loosehead. Tight end tonight, that one's been touched. So Tonga will get the line up.
Oh, superb little kick over the top, wasn't it? Great hands as well from the Argentine midfield. I think there may have been a call there from one of the Tongan players. I think he may have called for it, and as a result the pass was made, because there was a bit of consternation on the face of Matias Orlando when he made that pass.
How many? Come in, please. More.
Now, Wamu with a good throw. He's got a bit of red on his hair there as well.
Udu Pacheta defending at the front of the line-out. Very strange defensive lineup for Argentina.
Never think we've ever seen that before as they go down inside the half. Boffelli, good first touch from Emiliano Boffelli, the fullback for Argentina. To the left boot, they put it up Pacheta. Straight down the middle of the field though, so Tonga can go in to collect this. Not too many chases, and this one goes to the halfway line.
Yeah, quite often we see those kicks go down the middle. Sometimes they're a little bit harder to clear. The touchline is further away. But what it does do, it gives the defending team two options, two areas to kick to, and particularly when there's not a strong chase. It's a real good clearance kick from Bayanu.
Second successful line-out for Argentina early on in this game as they look to go across. Good flat ball. Boffelli joining the line.
That's good defense. Filiami Lolahea came up quickly, put the pressure on Boffelli, who had to make a very quick pass under pressure from a crash tackle. Just didn't get it going in the right direction. Nice idea though. You can see there was a bit of almost a panic pass as opposed to a weighted pass.
Hey guys, what atmosphere we have down here is not just because of the weather, it's too hot, but it's because the passion of the people from Argentina supporting his team here.
Yeah, Santiago, and I must say the Argentinian fans for me are the best travelers in world rugby, and probably in world sport actually. They get out, they're behind their team, they sing, they dance, they make it a real festive occasion. Here's the panic pass. It's quite a nice little move though from the Argentine backline. One long pass and then trying to straighten, draw those defenders and get it out wide. The last pass not going to hand. Santiago, I have never seen a 10 defending at the front of the lineup before. What's happening to the Argentinian defensive line?
Yes, I suppose they think the Tonga team is going to play very short, and that's why they will need to clear that zone. If they clear that zone, then they don't have opportunity to play outside. That is the idea.
Yeah, maybe beef up that defensive area. Channel 1, protect Yankomen Ugo Pacheta a little.
Joel, it's not something you've done defensively for South Africa. They didn't throw you up in front of the lineup.
I'd be there, crash tackling in the midfield.
Joel Stransky, Springbok legend, Santiago Gomez Cora, bringing the inside pitch side.
Crouch.
Argentine flyer back in his day.
Fine.
Now coach of the 7 side. First scrum
Six.
for Tonga. Mama by Pulu at the back. Plays it early, have a little loop around move. Still available there for Tonga as their forwards slip around. Sam Loisi. Flat ball, that was tough, it got to take. Argentina were right there, and Bayanu standing.
Yeah, the defense had numbered up well, nowhere to go really for Bayanu. Maybe also a moment where he's taken his eyes off the ball a little, realised that there was a defender coming. Moroni was steaming up. A couple of big ball carriers in this Tongan side. They'll want a bit more momentum than that. They want to be running onto those passes with a little bit of pace, a little bit of speed, get some bulk behind the carry as opposed to being a little static.
Argentina can build from this platform. Their first scrum.
Yeah, Carreras is standing very wide off to the left there. You can see him in your picture near the far touchline.
6.
Pick and go. Cabelli now. Moroni's with him. Puts the kick through inside the 22. Bayanu thought about a kick and then cracks it on himself. A couple of opposition jerseys in his way. Rain penalty is there as well, and Argentina get the penalty. This is what they're looking for early on in this game. The pressure mounting.
Well, it's got to be said, not really quality rugby from either team there at the moment. Firstly, Argentina at the scrum, playing against the curve of the scrum, against the swing. Made it look a little easier than it really was. Tonga should have defended that a little bit better. The kick through from Cabelli was a good one, and then the line into midfield away from support was always going to be a bit treacherous for Tonga. This is an ideal situation for this powerful pack to maul it over.
They go to the front, do Argentina, a little plan move, fantastic! Julian Montoya has the opening score for Argentina. It's champagne from the forward pack.
Well, beautifully set up, the dummy maul it was, one runner around the back, just that front defender left stranded, very clever, the timing of the pass, and Montoya had an easy stroll in. Look at this. Scrum off one way, peel the other, great hands, Montoya's in, and it's, well, it's all too easy for the Argentinian hooker. Much to the delight of the fans who are singing and dancing and celebrating the first try.
He's 7th for his country in 57 appearances. He scored against France on September 21, not long ago, and they take an early 5-0 lead. Benjamin, Pacheta, he turns, touchline conversion successful, 7-0 to Los Pumas over Tonga after 8.5 minutes.
Well, this game of rugby union is all about deception. There's a great little dummy run here from Thomas Kubeli. It just draws defenders to the back of the line out. The ball comes around the front. There's only one man left there, and Montoya goes in untouched.
He joined the Jaguares side after 2015 World Cup. Used to play prop as well. Tonga, a restart. There you go deep. Machera, the captain, gets it to his fly-off. Just to reset things towards the 10-metre mark.
Well, after losing 10 in a row, Argentina, that'll settle the nerves a little bit. It's a very smart try. It's a clever, well-worked try as opposed to a powerful try.
Goes to the back, it's not straight.
Option. Option, scrum line out.
Well, Tonga have all these big, strong, powerful ball runners. You can understand them wanting to throw to the back. It is the best line-out ball in the world to attack from. This time round, just overcooked it to his team a little bit. Way off, actually, when you look at it from behind the assistant referee.
Well, Joe, you mentioned it too. They don't get a lot of test matches together as a team. And again, think about Argentina playing their professional rugby together with the Jaguares. It's a world of difference.
It is a world of difference. And I mean, you mentioned experience earlier. That experience of playing Super Rugby week in, week out is massive for this team. There's a couple of players who've been added to the squad. They're on a losing roll, but they play tough opposition week in, week out.
Tomas Kubeli goes to the left-hand side. Kick over the top from Pacheta. Down the throat of Vaianu. And his kick towards the corner of the 22. Oh, that's excellent bit of skill here from Pacheta. He's made a strong start, having not played in 6 years for his country. And now they hoof it down from David Halai for Noah. Into a little bit of space, it rolls. Carrera seeing his first start for Argentina. Downfield, Tonga thought about it quickly.
Yeah, that's a good kick from Carrera. There's a couple of not such good kicks, it must be said, from Pacheta. One just straight down the middle, straight down the throat of the Tongan.
You have to show the numbers. Don't have to tell, just show. You only show them when you're in. Come in.
Four on the line out for Tonga. Deception works well. You know, Coach Dr. Kefu has used that move before as Mama Vaipulu has a strong carry. They put it to the air to contest. Boffelli, good take from the fullback. Gives Argentina possession with Moroni. Can't get around. Cabelli goes over the top of a Tongan player. There's Thomas Lavanini. And his 55th appearance for Argentina. Sets ruck time. We have Juarez, halfback. Cabelli goes over, and it's a lovely take yet again from James Leifer. Strong tackle on Paula Nawamu.
Right, last feed.
Tonga.
Hold it.
Happy to put it up as well. Takalua doesn't go very far at all, though. Blocked back beautifully by Argentina. It was Moroni getting his hand involved. Now it's a chance for him to tackle on the left-hand side. Matera is there as well as they go to Carreras. Duck down into that one, to the halfway line, Argentina. Guido Perig puts the accelerator on. Detas Chaparro, 29-year-old front row forward. One-on-one tackle. Oh, it's an excellent one from the captain, Siala Piatau. Still, Los Pumas keep possession, losing a bit of ground. So they're forced to put it downfield. Again, not a great kick. Bounces off the shoulder, and then Matera hoofs it out, soccer style.
Siala Piatau. I think he was winded about 3 or 4 tackles ago. Actually, he's finally gone down now and receiving a little bit of attention. Made the big rush tackle, though, and a good one it was. Up quickly on Matias Orlando. Got him to ground. Just wanting 1 or 2 of his own teammates to be the first at the breakdown there, to get in a body position and try and get hands on the ball. In a little bit stutter at the moment. Quite a lot of kicking, quite a lot of fight for almost a chess type testing situation, just seeing who's where, how, what, kick it down there, make the mistakes. Foreign territory.
And Joel, how interesting is Piatau's family is he's the older brother of former All Black Charles Piatau.
Some pedigree there, isn't there?
Wow. A lot of these Tongan players as well have either grown up in New Zealand or have been born there as well. But the 10 players in their squad, particularly Auckland, is a place where they have assembled, so a close relationship do they have with the New Zealand players.
Yeah, well, and the New Zealand rugby culture, which is something that would have been a huge part of their learning curves as they've grown up with the game, as they've been mentored in New Zealand. Come on, wow, just gets that little gash sorted. It is a great benefit, but to the downside is they probably just aren't afforded enough opportunity to play Test rugby, and the RB, maybe it's now time for them to help the likes of Tonga get more game time.
We have a blood substitution here for Tonga.
Thank you, Santi. Comes down to Argentina. Big tackle this time from Argentina as they kick through superbly. The chase is there, Moroni. It sits up for Talusa Vayanu. But Tonga under pressure inside their 22. Now one would first receive if they need him. Tries to steady things for an exit strategy from the Sea Eagles. Big left-footed kick. It doesn't get out of the 22.
Well, he didn't have the option of sending it back to his fluff, James Faber. Initially, there was a forward in his way, I think. Oh, it's a good, strong tackle. There may well have been a little knock on coming off the hand of Marcos Kramer, but solid defensive work.
To the front. Montoya now, as the maul goes. Juan Figalo is in there as well. Argentina advantage. Cabelli. They're going to come back to the penalty.
Could have just kept that going. It looked unstoppable. I do like the retro-style Argentinian collar to their jerseys. Julian Montoya has already made his way to the touchline there. You'd fancy they'll be kicking this one out and maybe setting up that maul again, or another smart little move to get things going.
That's right, they turned down points earlier in the clash, and that set-piece move to the hooker for the opening try.
Well, they need a bonus point win, don't they? They were desperately unlucky not to win against France in their opening game. And as a result of that loss, they're on the back foot. Must get maximum points here.
Moore wasn't quite set, fell to the ground as Vaipulu is on the defensive side. Argentina. Big contact, Cabelli cleans up, and it was Matera that got smashed.
It's just timing, it's just a little early.
So Yaku Paper giving us
Just timing.
the reason for the penalty. A little quick defensively in that maul, taking the legs out of the support player, it looked like, because the ball carrier went through, ball and all.
Can Tonga defend?
Maul.
Another maul from Argentina. Julian Montoya at the back with halfback Tomas Kubeli.
Stay there.
Montoya closer to the line. Vamos, Argentina! Try number 2. It's the forwards that get it done again.
And it's that man Montoya who's in for his second already. Scored 1 try against France in the opening game. He had 6 test tries before today. That's his 8th. He's on a roll here. He's on the edge of a hat-trick as he's controlled this ball. While it was initially well smuggled back, body position wasn't ideal to start with from the Argentine back and forwards. The leg drive came, unstoppable.
Montoya scored a couple in 2015 at the World Cup. It was also against Tonga and Namibia. It's such a routine, does Lorda Bacheta. Looks like a couple of dance moves there. We'll see that on social media. Hashtag RWC 2019. Folks at World Rugby are doing a smack-on job there as this kick sails through. 14-0. It's Argentina, cruise control against Tonga.
Well, in recent times, we've seen Argentina really good at turning defense into attack. Their transition has been outstanding. Back and forwards has left a bit out there at times. Not today, though. Power, leg drive, control. 2 tries for the forwards, 2 tries for Montoya.
Anazana Stadium packed with fans from both countries. But so far, it's the Argentines who are very happy with their 14-0 lead. Tonga will get the line out here, about the 10-meter mark.
They've not had too much ball just yet, the Tongans. They'll want to be patient now, get hands on it, win the line out first.
That's better stuff at the back for Tonga. They attack the line, ball spits loose, and so in to help out there was Takalua, an interception! Argentina! With Santiago Carreras! His first start, he scores!
Well, it's a great pickup. And he's had a bit of work to do. He's got the fend off and handed off one of the Tongan defenders, but boy, it's one that the Tongans won't want to see. Spilled right from the start, under pressure now, terrible little backflip. And in fact, the pickup was just really good. wobbling along the floor. Solid pickup, not even a fend needed. Easy run-in for a winger when there's no defence organised, but it's one that Tongans will not want to see in their video session on Monday morning. Right here in the 20th minute, a point to minute the game, getting away from Tonga already.
Carreras was electric in the Super Rugby season. 4 tries in 2019. Helped his side make the Super Rugby final for the first time in history. It's 3 converted tries, 21-0 after 20 minutes in this Pool C clash against Tonga.
Well, it is warm and it is humid, and that ball might be a little bit slippery, but it was spilled out the tackle. And this man, he's got loads of gas to burn, needed no second invite. The pickup was good, the run-in was great, and Argentina are off to a flyer.
Tonga ranked 15 in the world, Argentina 11th. Carreras received this. Pacheta. Carbon copy of the restart.
Lies, lies, and statistics, they say. Those rankings don't always tell the true story, though, do they? Tonga battled in their warm-up games into this World Cup. In fact, they lost to New Zealand by 95 points to 14. I think they did get it 7. They got a try at the end. New Zealand played that game with 14 men for some time.
It's tough going for Tonga. Now they peel it away through the back. Fiver goes on the outside again. They lose it. Carreras! More steals than Robin Hood as they go to that far side. Boffelli is there. The bonus points awaits captain Pablo Matera. Reaching for the line. Marcus Kramer is on his back. They've held him up well, have Tonga.
Oh, Yaku Pepe in the perfect position. No need to go upstairs. Could see immediately it was held up. Let's go scrum, he says. Oh, it's error-ridden Tonga at the moment, and those mistakes costing them dearly. Good Argentinian defence. They had the matchup. It was a one-on-one on the outside and just inside, but it's another spilled pass just meant free space and noodles of time to run into it. Scramble defence doing a good job there, right on the death.
Just a hand in the way there. And Santiago Carreras picks it up again for Argentina.
Oh, and so hard to defend a scrum in this position.
Let's go.
A little bit of a blind side off to the left.
All in, let's go.
Big open side, stronger pack of forwards. Mind you, if there's one area Argentina have really battled in recent times, it's in the scrum.
Stability.
Up front, Titas Chaparro and Figalo. They're up against Fisihoy and Tamame Funa.
Point.
The 155-kilogram beast, Tamame Funa.
They pick at the base. Cabelli, quick hands. Is that the bonus point try? Benjamin Ordapecheta thinks he's over, but Yaku Piper is going to check.
Very, very close. But we haven't got a clear grounding. So we restart with a 5-minute scrum unless you can tell us. Yeah. Kitty.
Got you.
Did you hear that? So we got no clear grounding. Got very close. Unless you can confirm grounding, we're starting with 5-minute scrum.
Okay, no clear grounding.
Well, Ordapecheta was celebrating. He had the hand up thinking, I've got this one down. The forwards haven't made their way back, which means they are not convinced. Does he get it down? That is the big question. Scramble Tongan defence.
Yeah, he's got to prove grounding.
Well, there's no clear grounding. That's the first call from Yaku Pepe down in the field,
coming.
which means there needs to be compelling evidence that it is grounded.
No grounding, yeah.
Yeah, no grounding. Clean.
On the other angle, it looked like there might well have been a Tongan arm underneath.
Okay, coming back to you now, Yako. Wait till you're on screen. Okay, there's no grounding. Short initially and then held up.
All right, so we start 5 minutes scrum.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, like all flyers, Zurich Pichetti
Short
was claiming
and
the
over.
try, but not to be.
No grounding over the line.
Rowan Kitt from England, our TMO. You heard his voice there, and Benjamin can offer us a smile. Still plenty of time to go in this game. What a fantastic return to international rugby for the number 10. 33 years of age. Made his debut in 2007 against Chile in San Juan.
And hasn't played since playing against England on June 2013, 6 years. It's incredible. Part of that Castro, very successful squad in France, though.
Tomas Lasana, the number 8. He picks. Cabelli, there's a little planned move here as they turn it back to the inside. Carreras was had, and a good spot tackle from Tonga. Petty, 24-year-old. So they go through Tetas Chaparro to the right-hand side. Forwards driving, that one spills loose. Cabelli dives on it.
Nothing clear.
Tonga doing all the tackling so far as the forwards pick and drive again. Montoya.
Release!
Scored 10 points so far today already. They go to the number 8, Lasana again. 41 Super Rugby appearances for the Aguadas. Pablo Matera fights his way a few meters out. The pick and drive. Tackle in from Sione Kalamafoni. Montoya! Has he got his hat-trick? Julian Montoya could have put down 3 of the first 4 tries. Give him the bonus point.
I think he's Argentina's top scorer at Rugby World Cup 2019 now, and across the board. 20 points, 4 tries in total, 3 today. This one he had a fair bit to do. Pick and go, beat the first defender, through the second 2. Great score for the Argentine hooker. Bonus point it is. And surely has put his team into a winning position right here in the 28th minute. 26th minute, actually.
Mario Ledesma looks on. And Montoya. Most appearances as a replacement in Argentine history. Before today, just started 6 tests. He's a player to keep your eyes on.
It's a real good patient build-up from Argentina, though, wasn't it? Realising that the Tongan defence is strong in the midfield out wide, cutting down that space. They kept it close. They went around the fringes. They did the hard yards. The big fellas rumbled it up till eventually it was in a position where Montoya could just peel around, get through one defender and get over the line. Smart play.
Intact. 28-0 for Argentina. A perfect start for them in their pool match number 2.
Here's a great striker with the ball. Bichette smokes them through the balls as we see the pick and go again. Good strong leg drive, great low body position, and over goes Montoya. And that's Tonga at 6s and 7s now. To get their hands on the ball, they need to keep that ball. Cut the errors out and fight their way back in here.
To go down to the captain of Argentina, Pablo Matera. Oh, this time, a massive charge down. Big collision and back play there. That's what they needed, Sam Luisi, to turn possession around for his team. It's more urgency from Tonga. It's a great line as well. They flood inside the 22. Looking for some of their big, heavy men. Nawamu Short ball as they go around with Fafita. Labour Fafita with a carry. And now they're all getting involved. Vaipulu with a pass. Back to his negative scrum off, fights for the line. Takalua just short. Fitihoy at 9. 125 kilograms. As they spin through Paulo Nawamu yet again. It's a wave of red jerseys inside the 22. Tonga desperately look to respond. Takalua looks for his backline players as the forwards keep it. Kalamafoni, it's still there. Takalua looking left, looking right, gets the skip off. They're going to score here. The kingdom of Tonga. Talusa Vaianu scores a wonderful try for Tonga.
Oh, it's brilliant. From the kickoff, turning defence into attack. Great charge down, great pressure, great determination to get onto the boot of Ruda Bichetta, make the charge down or make the tackle, and from there it was a real patient pull-up. No errors this time. Good ball skills, good ball retention, and a nice little bit of a dummy dot down as Vaianu made the kick a little easier. Oh, it's great to see Tonga on the board. Couldn't score against England aside from one penalty. They've worked their socks off here now and they've come away with a really good try, a great score.
Certainly a team effort as well. Their forwards getting involved, and very impressive Sam Loisi, the 28-year-old that charged that kick down, put his side in an attacking zone. And Talusa Vaianu, 10th cap and his 6th try already for the Kingdom of Tonga. Saratani Takalua, the only point scorer in the loss against England with that penalty.
Well, this is a big kick for him. This will take him over 200 test points. He's sitting on 198 at the moment. 35 caps, the recognised kicker for this Tongan side.
Youngest player in the Tonga squad in Rugby World Cup 2015. He was involved in 4 matches there. Enjoys the extra 2 points. 28-7 the score right now, and our first try from Tonga.
Oh, what a try it was. Came from the charge down, but then there was still a fair bit to do. Loads, in fact, for Vaianu. Did it easily, did it well, and worked it around a little closer to the uprights. Great Tongan team try.
Eight minutes to go in the first half. 4 tries to 1. Benjamin Ordi-Pacheta seems to be okay after that huge hit on him. Comes down to David Alai-Whanua, 32-year-old left winger for Tonga. And Argentina turn this around.
Leave it red!
Cabelli, hands on the pill. He comes to the short side. Bafeli needed to let that go. Baroni had a little bit of space to operate.
It was tiny space, but it was space nonetheless. Bafeli should have let it go. I think he was in 2 minds, wondering whether the defender would shift or whether he would stay. And ultimately, it's a good tackle from Tonga. Soft turnover. They'd be disappointed at losing it from the kickoff.
Nawamu goes with his short line out. Good skills there from Tonga. They crash in midfield.
Away blue.
Must be careful inside their red zone. Penalty.
Boy, it's a great take at the line out, isn't it? One-handed from Sam Luisi. Just seemed to get a hand out. It stuck like there was glue on his mitts. Pulled it down and won a chance for his team to get out of danger. Just sitting here thinking if they hadn't given away 2 real soft tries, how close this game would still be.
Well, that's the thing. Argentina's so dangerous, the ball in hand, and 2 interceptions. Carreras capitalizing. Then, of course, Montoya's had a blinder of a game.
Yeah, this is where the turnover came. Right from the kick receipt.
Flick down to the line out. Nawamu comes down on this one. Tonga just outside their half. Oh, the ball spills free again. Got to look after it as they go through. Luisi gets through one. Older brother Sione played international rugby league for Tonga. As Takalua comes down to Boffelli. Oh, Boffelli got up. Wasn't afraid of the cold shoulder. As Argentina with their forwards push through. Tetas Chaparro.
No!
It's slow ball for Kubeli. Big collision there. Materas has this, the captain for Argentina. He spins through. Las Pumas look to rip it wide. Great little breakout from Boffelli. Carreras cuts in. Santiago Carreras just outside the 22. It's still there. Ball bouncing around. Petty loses it now. Argentina had opportunities.
He's a real comfortable ball player, is Geronimo De La Fuente, isn't he? Just watching him pass there, he just takes it all in his stride, quick and easy and simple, and very accurate in the way he goes about things. Huge part of this Argentinian effort.
All in.
Little breather required. Yeah, it's interesting here at Rugby World Cup 2019. Still quite hot in Japan, quite humid.
Yeah, let's go.
There's a little regulation in place saying that if the humidity reaches 60% and the temperature above 30 degrees, we'll have water breaks on 20. Not quite that hot today, but still hot enough that the players here on the brink of halftime are probably feeling it a little bit and wanting a little bit of extra fluid. Slow to get to this breakdown, slow to get to the scrum.
Probably a good chance for us to check in with Santi. Argentina have a lot of attacking 7-a-side style backs as well, but it's their forwards that have been doing the damage.
Crouch. Fine.
Yes, sorry, most of the players came from 7. It's a way to develop player backs in Argentina.
So skillful, Argentina, as they look to loop around. It's a backs move. And then just as we say that, Orlando drops this one. Comes down to Lolohea, who puts it downfield. They've got the bonus point wrapped up already of Argentina in the first half.
Yeah, a little intricate move, not quite working out. And to be fair, some good solid Tongan defense this time, coming up, reading it well into that space. And I think with the humidity and the slippery ball, we've seen a lot of those, they're not even 50-50 passes, they're passes into the contact zone. We've seen a lot of those spilled, maybe coming out of slightly slippery and damp arms, and this is another one. Everything's going according to plan here. The pass comes. Oh, and maybe in the face of contact, there's maybe a little eye off the ball from Mateus Orlando. Spilled it, much to the disgust of Mario Ledesma. On the subject of the fluid on the water break, it's no surprise that Ben Tamafuna needs a little bit of fluid right now.
There he is there.
He is huge, 155 kilograms.
He runs like a hippopotamus as well. We've had the baby rhino featured in the World Cup. Ellis Genge for England. Social media exploding there. Hashtag RWC 2019. Make sure to check out our daily show as well. Amos Schmidt doing a brilliant job on the tube.
Yeah, and what I love about it, it's not just some standard footage, there's some enhancements which make it great value and great entertainment.
Hey guys, look like the changes of the Argentina team are working, because Julián Montoya and Santiago Carrera was one of the replacements, and they did it very well in the first half.
You're absolutely right there, Santi. Responsible for all 4 tries, those 2 players. Tonga have 3 on each side of the scrum. 5 up. Goes with his left boot. It's a big kick down to Boffelli, who's positioned well. Inside his 22. He just returns the favour. And will reset us at halfway.
Well, it's two players with massive boots, isn't it? The first one, powerful left foot from Favour. Downtown, Boffelli had to go back, had to track back to gather it over his shoulder, and then he's come back with a big boot of his own. He can kick it a mile out the hand and off the kicking tee, mind you.
Hold the ball, form it up.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's another great take from Tonga at the back of the lineup. Fisi Hoy comes to help out the 32-year-old front row forward. Tonga haven't been able to put it through the phases too many times. One try so far from them. Fiver. Very high contestable kick. The old Gary Owen. Boffelli has read it well. Emilio Boffelli been intercepted though. Pietau. On with a big bandage around his head.
No, 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 no.
Ball is still there. Told to leave it is Lasana. And that is a great steal. Throws it back to Boffelli. Joint top scorer in 2018 Super Rugby. Argentina, a little chip over the top. The creative flair. Sits up for Petty. Low one to handle. Los Pumas tidy things up. Cabelli puts possession back to Tonga. Alaifanua can't get through and loses it again. It's happened a lot so far for this Tongan side. Ball spilling loose. A couple of intercept passes thrown as well off the ground. They will get a penalty here to close out the first half.
Yeah, we'll back there as well. As the gong sounds, Argentina march back 10 meters. Well, it is a chance here for Tonga to kick it down, set up a couple of phases and maybe get a second try. That's what they'll be thinking. That's what they'll be hoping. They'll also be hoping that maybe bearing in mind the gong has gone, Argentina switch off a little bit, that their defense isn't as accurate and there's an opportunity. It would be the ideal way to finish this first half. Aside from his first throw, which didn't go quite straight enough, Paolo Nawama has been very good at the line-out.
As a player they play with Julian Savia and several other New Zealand players in the Under-20 Championship for New Zealand. Here they go. Alaifanua attacks the line. They bring the left wing in as they go with Kalamai Fani. Fiver gets through the first one, does the fly off. Tonga. Prime real estate for them. Pietau over the top. There's space here for Tonga. Here they go. Capelli on the outside. Oh, big bump in the corner. David Alaifanua gets taken into touch. Piper comes in, and they're going to have a chat.
Yeah, don't show like that.
Well, it's brilliant from Thomas Lavanini. The big question will be, were their arms involved? Is it a legal stop, a legal tackle?
Right. Right. On-field decision, no try. Okay. Okay. You got that, Kitty? Right, so we haven't got a clear grounding. We're also checking touch. And then let's have a bigger picture look around the tackle.
Okay.
So no clear grounding. So you would think that the on-field decision is no try. The big question is it a legal tackle to stop the try?
Okay. There's nothing on the screen yet.
We'll have to have a look at this one. It's a brilliant effort to get across there. Well, that's a clear shot.
Well, I'm looking at red left arm. Was grounded before the ball.
Okay.
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 Okay, decision made. Just wait till you're on screen, Yako.
Right, Kitty, so can we just explain? There is an arm wrapping around.
Yes.
On the body.
Yes.
Okay, therefore, we move on to the next one and we have an elbow in touch, so therefore no try.
Correct.
Okay. There is an arm wrapping. So there is one arm wrapping. Okay, so we've got an arm tackle. So no try. Half time.
I think there's some people who might think there's no arm there, but it is a brilliant effort. to get across by Lavanini.
So 4 tries to 1. It's half-time at Hanazo Stadium in Higashi, Osaka, as Argentina lead Tonga by a score of 28 points to 7 in their Pool C fixture at Rugby World Cup 2019. Argentina looking for their 6th victory in 38 tests since the beginning of September 2016. Not a very good record, but Tonga as well. Only played 21 tests between 2015 and now, fewer than any other nation at this tournament. They're up against it, trailing 28 points to 7 against the Las Pumas in Vision. 3 tries from Julian Montoya, the hooker, and 1 from Santiago Carreras. Bonus point so far for Las Pumas and Mario Ledesma's side. And for Tonga, Talusa Vaianu getting over. Limited opportunities for Tata Kefu's Chargers. Players are ready. Massive moment to be here in Asia for Rugby World Cup 2019. And over 20,000 fans here at Hanazo Stadium. Here we go, second half action at Hanazono Stadium in Higashi, Osaka. Argentina received this, leading 28-7 with their captain, Matera. I'm Dallas Stafford, joined by Joel Stransky. Sideline, Santiago Gomez Cora, as Argentina will look to relieve their lines with Kubeli. Ball still in the field of play. Early possession for Tonga. The men in red, substitutes for them as well. Ma'afu Fia on the field.
Oh, good call from Yaku Paper. Fans will be thinking that's a maul that's gone down. It should be Argentinian ball, but it's directly from a kick, which means the kick receiver retains possession. No changes yet to either side. There was a blood change early on in the first half as the Tongan captain went off to get some stitches and some working repairs, Piutau, but he's back.
Some changes are coming from the side of Tonga.
Interesting to see what changes they do make early on here in the second half. Hot and warm. Maybe a couple of players just short on test match fitness.
There is one of them in front. We were correct. Ma'afu Fia, wearing 18.
He's on already, isn't he? No surprise in the front row, though. Funa was looking for a bit of oxygen and fluid there just on the brink of half-time.
155 kilograms is Big Ben Tamaifuna.
Roach. Point. Sit.
All right, here's the new man on who's penalised in his first bit of action. Fufia collapsing the scrum. It's exactly what Tonga wouldn't have wanted to start this first half. They've got a ball from a great take from the up and under, kick receipt, hung on to it, earned the scrum. They would have wanted to go through the phases and keep possession, but instead it's a penalty against them scrum time. Just folding in and going to ground all too easily.
Substitution for Tonga. Coming off as number 14, replaced by number 23, Cooper.
At the back for Karema. And now they go through Lasana. 36th appearance for him. Argentina. Almost lose that, but Kibeli goes free. Looking to step through is Orlando. They get away to Carreras on the outside, gets the bump. Cushetta, early ball there to Tas Chaparro. Tonga try to slow this down. Kremer again, 22-year-old. This time he holds on. And Tonga all over this one. That's better stuff from the men from the Pacific Islands.
Yeah, Kremer carried it up, and I think it was De La Fuente trying to make the clean out. Just not strong enough to dislodge that fella. Good bit of gutsy play from the Tonga number 7, Zane Capelli. Well, they may have given away the scrum or the penalty at the scrum, but they've certainly been resolute in defence. And Capelli won the penalty. It's a chance for Argentina to make a few changes as well. Captain Pablo Matera makes way. The hat-trick try scorer is off. As are Tata Shakaro and Mark Figalo.
To the front go Tonga. They collapse, ball not able to go anywhere. So Paula Nawamu picks. Standing start there for Siegfried Fisioy, 32-year-old, known as Ziggy. Pietau, beautiful break from Pietau. Gets the ball to his outside centre, Ngannou. Outside the 22 of Tonga. Ball spits free. Rolling and picking up there from Vaianu.
Oh, brilliant little break right in that contact situation, under pressure in the wall of blue and white hoop defenders. The offload was superb as well. Look at this, it's a well-structured defense. Oh, just pure brute power, the little half break and the offload. And once again, the error coming in as Tonga not able to control the ball through the phases. Powerful fear, penalised for the scrum indiscretion a moment ago now, not able to hang on to it in contact. It'll take a bit of getting used to get accustomed to this humidity, the sweat, the arms, and the ball being a little bit wet and damp and slipping out your grasp.
And Joel, good chance to congratulate Austin Krevi, who equals Felipe Contepomi as the all-time top caps for his country with 87 appearances. Krevi, first cap against Japan in Buenos Aires in April of 2005.
Roach. It's a long time ago, that. He's been around as Gus Krevi. What a great player. What a great servant he's been for Argentinian rugby.
Free kick. We'll take it to Seo. Puts it down for his fly half. Abdo Bishitang. Spotter's bit of space there in the Tongan back three. Bayanu kicks it downfield. He does well with the ball rolling, well inside the 22. Kubeli has a bit of time. Slices this one a bit off the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think he went for the little banana slice, didn't he? Maybe didn't get it quite perfectly. You can understand the thinking there from Udu Pichetta, kicking it into space. Maybe, just maybe would have been better suited to scrum again, Argentina.
Tonga scored near the end of the first half. That's how they got that 7. They've overthrown the line out, so Tomas Kubeli swallowed by Pietau. Looking for runners and support. Was Orlando, advantage for Argentina. Krevi ducks low. Thought about a little kick, and then instead they move it out. Picked up there from Ortega de Sio. Half intercepted there from Santiago Medrano.
Yeah, I thought they might come back for that. Kubeli made that little break and was charging up the midfield. Putau made the tackle on him as he was going down, and certainly not intentional, but got him a little around the neck area. The experience of that man, Gus Crevy, we've spoken about him. The wet, slippery ball almost went through his grasp there as he gathered the pass. Just realized he needed to wrap it up a little and saved it from going forward. And that's a good kick. Here comes that little high tap. Just slid up to around the jawline.
Ospreys find themselves back inside the 22. They go up high through Guido Petty. Crevy at the back. 3 tries to his career. He busts free initially, crawls on the ground. Now they come to the Argentine lawnmower. Miko Vevas loses this one. So Tonga ducked down through Talusa. Veanu. Awamu keeps possession for Tonga. The big left boot. James Fiver.
Well, that's a great scramble from Tonga. They wouldn't have wanted a scrum in that area. The Argentine scrum is strong. I've seen the replacement Marful Fias battling at the scrum already in his first effort to scramble, keep the ball alive, and give the kicker an opportunity to clear. His great play from the Republic of Tonga, the Kingdom of Tonga.
The Kingdom it is. Front football for Argentina in midfield. Big contact there, the offload from Orlando. They wrap around to Crevy, does well. Good hands from Argentina. Moroni loops around. De La Fuente was linking with him. Lavanini helped out there for Vivas. Tonga still making the tackles.
The man without the ball, yeah.
Medrano. Kushita comes from the far side. Oh, beautiful flick back on the inside. Orlando. Argentina can't contain though. De La Fuente was in there as well.
Keep watching that bench. Sorry, BP.
Gutsy and courageous running from the Argentinian backs. Not too much space to work with there, actually.
Support runner.
Nice little hold up here once or twice from Udo Pucheta as he just dummied the kick earlier, then he makes a nice dummy pass. This is where the penalty initially came. We've gone back for the advantage there, but Udo Pucheta controlling things nicely now, growing in confidence, growing in stature as this game goes on. It's kicked beautifully for goal. He's had 1 or 2 moments where he's maybe kicked the ball away straight down the throat of Veanu at the back for Tonga. That's another really good touch finder.
He's played in every position in the back line except scrum half. He featured it in Salta, August 2019 against South Africa, and that's Totai Kefu. Totai Kefu is such a wonderful man. Remember when he steamrolled me at the Hong Kong 10s, he picked me up off the ground. Good old Totai Kefu. It was a bit frightening to play against the former Wallaby, now in charge of Tonga. Now, Argentina scored a few already at Maul time. There's Austin Crevy. Has it at the back. Tonga do well to repel that initial momentum as they go through Lavanini. Medrano goes low. Static ball. Again, thinking about a kick as they keep it with De La Fuente. Krevi. Kibeli for the line!
Well, it looks like he's grounded.
Right, yeah.
It's a brilliant little break, isn't it, in that traffic?
Got you there.
Okay, you've got that. On-field is try.
On-field decision is try.
Yeah, let's just make sure it's behind the line.
I think Jaco Paper's convinced it's a try as well. Just wants to double check. Argentina are making their way back to the halfway line, which is a clear sign. Kibeli comes up short. He's entitled to place it still. Up he goes. Oh, maybe it's not a try.
Right, he's actually lost that, Jaco.
Well done for checking, actually. Argentina going to have to come back.
Happy with that, Kitty?
Yeah.
No control. Scrum read
Lost
ball.
it. Correct.
Okay.
Well, the officials done the right thing, got the right result.
They don't get enough credit these days as well. And Kibeli, like a sneaky scrum half, ran back to the halfway line.
Oh, sometimes you got to keep that poker face, and you got to just live the dream. He's lived it there, but he's come up a little bit short.
See more substitutes coming on. And wearing 20, Fotu Lokotui takes the field. As does Sefo Sakalea, wearing 16 for Tonga. Defending scrum for Tonga. No points so far in the second half so far. 28-7 Argentina lead.
Fine. Set.
Well, there's going to be a bit of pressure on Mafufia again.
Both blocks on the far side. We need a better bind. Better bind from both of you.
The pressure's coming on the far side now, isn't it? Just here, right? Santiago Medrano. It's an area where Tonga will look for a good solid foundation. They'll want to get it back and let Favour clear.
The crowd very vocal as Tonga defend their own line. They pick up with Mama Vaipulu, and then Ngannou got into a bit of space. Still going. Malietoa Ngannou plays his rugby in France to the 27-year-old. Does well for his side. As Favour's kick, not as far as he would have liked. Still, they're outside the 22.
Well, that is some proper scrambling running from Ngannou. Wasn't held, went again. Made 20 metres or so, just enabled his team to get out of the danger zone. The kick maybe not quite as good as the run. Good changes in the second row there. Matthias Alemano makes his way up to Slabanini, who made that nice saving tackle right on the brink of half-time, comes off. Disciplined performance from Labanini today. He's a man who's had his disciplinary issues in the past.
Krevi to Petty as they peel away. De La Fuente in space. They're going to come back. He's saying, hold on. Geronimo.
We've seen a couple of good tackles from the referees so far this tournament already. Jaco Paper thinking he made one here again. Well, you got to love the explanation. It's unfair, and he's 100% right. Oh yeah, spot on.
Let's go.
Well, the little block, it just meant there was a lot of space for De La Fuente.
Thankfully for Paper, he wasn't tackled. We've seen...
Well, he was half the size of the big fella coming in to make the hit.
Outside number one. Okay, get up. Stay outside of him. Okay.
Well, last scrum, Mafufia, who'd been under pressure in the first scrum, was solid as a rock, and it was Siegfried Fiseri-Hoy who was under a little bit of pressure.
Only the second time in history these two sides face each other. Argentina lead the head-to-head battle.
You go there. Yeah, you go there. Okay.
Argentina need to keep the possession to don't give to Tonga the opportunity for the reaction, and they did that the first 15, and that is a great deal.
You're absolutely right there, Santi. And Argentina very wide here on the left of your screen. You see Santiago Carreras and Nicolas Sanchez on the field wearing 22. Top point scorer in 2018 Rugby Championship for his side. As they pick and go down the far side with Ortega de Sio. Crevi. A couple of players meet him. Vivas. Argentina keep it through Orlando. Everyone's gone backwards, so it's okay. Kremer's with him. Boffelli lurking around. Tomas Kubeli flicks it back inside. That's Boffelli now. Numbers on the right-hand side. Oh, it's a big contact as well with the arms in that tackle. Matias Orlando cleans up. Kramer! Oh! Ding, ding, ding!
Scrum not staying square.
Boy, that's brutal. Two of them in a row. Two massive shots. They'll be in the highlights reel tonight.
Social media will be going wild. Everybody's okay, thank goodness. I think I'm still hurting up here just from watching that first look.
Could feel it up here. The whole stadium shook.
Oh, mama. Vaipolo.
Oh, this is worth looking at again.
Come back to it in a second as Crevi gets the line out set. Argentina want to get on with this one with Petty. No points for them in the second half so far. Kubeli. Close ball for Matias Alamano.
Tackle release! Away red!
Ortega de Sio loses that one. Tonga, they have upped their defensive game in the last few minutes, that's for sure.
Well, there's little moments in key games that are inspiring to a team, that lift them and that then drive them forward to go and do something special. And those two hits were just sensational. Argentina on the charge, stopped in their tracks, driven backwards. And all of a sudden, not so keen to carry the ball into the contact situation.
Number 8, Ama Vaipolo, whose father Lameki played far for Tonga, the 87 World Cup. Boy, did he put in some of the biggest hits we've seen in this competition so far.
In the second half. Physical defensive effort from Tonga, but not the most polished attack effort from Argentina.
Speed it up.
Argentina still to face England October 5 in Tokyo and then the United States. And Tonga will take on France and also finish with the US on October 13th.
Road. Point.
60 minutes gone in this clash. And it is the big frame, Vaipulu, that takes it forward. Tonga skip out this tackle beautifully. Vaianu. Still going is the fullback, the lone try scorer for his side in World Cup 2019. Vaipulu in hand again, won the top 14 title in 2018 with Castres. He was on the bench in that final.
Courageous from Tonga, but just not able to clear their lines well enough. You know, they've worked so hard to get it out maybe 30 meters. As we see, oh, that is just... Look, to be fair, the ball's gone, and it's all both players looking for the ball. That is just huge.
Massive contact in there. Cabelli goes flat to good ball. De La Fuente was in the contact zone. Now Kremer gets inside the 22. Argentina looking for try number 5. Sanchez throws a couple of dummies. He finds Vaipulu. Ido Petty involved there, and they try to flick it through Sanchez. The ball's loose, kicked ahead. It's a race here. It's a big man on a small man. Maroney swallowed up whole. That's dinner for Fissihoy. Tonga trying to get this one. Is the ball there for Takalua? They'll get it back for the Kingdom of Tonga.
Fissihoy on the steaming charge. The big fella was there to grubber it through or put boot to ball. The chase was good. He's got some toe for a big man. And the leg drive came. They've turned it over, have Tonga. Brilliant stuff. Great chase, great effort to get out of a defensive situation and turn it into attack. These are the changes that Argentina have made. Ledesma has just tried to rotate those players, bring in a couple of fresh ideas, fresh legs at times. Sanchez in at 10, Tego Decio, Alemano, Medrano, Crivi, and Vivas. The all-important Argentine players on the field now. Far too often we've seen the scrum semi-set and have to break up.
Go. The option's going to come in quicker. Okay. Go.
Fissihoy, who kicked that through 125 kilograms. Started in all of his test matches. It's just small moments like that that can propel your side forward, and if they get a second try here, will do wonders for the confidence of Tonga in this World Cup.
Yeah, and you'd fancy that it's a bit of a stretch for them to go on and win this game, but it'll certainly build their confidence as they drive forward. They've got a couple of big ones left still. They've got to take on France. Mind you, they've beaten France in a World Cup before.
Stunning result. 19-14 to score on that occasion. Saw Uruguay upset the Fijian side in this tournament. Miracles do happen. Japan beating South Africa, of course, one of the greatest upsets.
Here we go.
The Brighton Miracle, the movie made about that, an inspiring movie about the underdog upsetting the favourites. Mind you, that's what Argentina are going to have to do when they play England later in this pool. They've lost to France. They're going to have to beat England to get through.
5. Set.
Vaipulu makes space for Takalua. Piatau attacks the line beautifully. Fiver in open space. Fiver! Quick support. Piatau again, looking to step off his left. They pick and drive. Tonga. Takalua. Knocked down. Quick hands. Still with Tonga to have advantage. Another advantage. Kalamafoni. Tonga looking to inject some speed on the ball. Piatau's pass goes over. First knock by Argentina will be a scrum for Tonga.
Oh, exciting stuff. The Japanese fans loving it. The Tongan fans loving it. The supporters in the blue and white hoops not loving it as much as they could be. It's just not going according to plan right now for Argentina as Tonga up the tempo. Over with the half break. Just quite couldn't get away. And when he was half away, couldn't release the ball. Look at this, he's powerful. He's a big, strong runner, 95 kilograms, trying to steam on through there. It's a almost tackle from De La Fuente, who just got him in on the angle. Netty went infield and the cover defense got him.
He's one of those players that's playing in an interesting place. He's in El Salvador, playing for Silver Storm in the Spanish League. Joined him in December 2018, and these are the changes for Totai Kefu's Chargers.
A couple more changes Sanchez for Tonga, not just that cheap shots like if you're making two. Kupafuna coming on, as is Steve Murphy. Kupafuna, 101 kilograms, will add some weight to the wing position, I would guess.
6.
Pietel looked to have hurt his shoulder as well, and coming off there is Sione Kalamafoni, man of the match in the 2011 Rugby World Cup trial against France. Minutes to go in this clash. 28-7, all points scored in the first 40 minutes, and now it's Tonga that are knocking on the door in this Pool C clash. Over 20,000 here in Arizona Stadium. Making a breakaway. Fuka gets a pass away on the outside. Tonga! Kupafuna flicks it there, he's in the corner! Telusa, Vaianu starts celebrating early. Is it party time, yes or no, referee?
See if he's got on-field try, so we're checking that.
I think we're going to be seeing a little celebration now. Going upstairs to check. It is the most subtle little gift of a slip pass. Kupafuna ran with it in one hand, popped it back, the body's in the air, the ball is grounded, that'll be a try.
Okay, Jaco, wait till you're on screen. Okay, yeah, you may award the try.
Telusa, Vaianu has try number 2 for Tonga Rugby World Cup 2019. It was a special effort. It was like a sleek racing snake in the corner.
Oh, the little one-handed offload, it was well structured, well set up, lots of dummy runners over the top. All in one hand, subtle little slip. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. One hand draws in all the defenders in the world. Subtle little into the hands, and oh, he's in at the score, in at the corner. Beautiful to watch.
A try in each half for the fullback. Provides an opportunity for James Fiver. Very difficult kick. Stays to the side, but it's 28 points to 12. And Tonga injecting some serious energy in the last few minutes.
Now, Santi, I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are and what you want from this Argentine side right now.
Yes, Tonga was looking for this reaction, and Argentina has to keep the possession, but they have a very good squad into the pitch to keep the calm for the last 15 minutes.
Nicolas Sanchez kick goes into the in goal. Tonga. Momentum stays with the men in red.
Yeah, that's not a great restart from Sanchez, the experienced Sanchez. Straight into the end goal area, dotted down immediately, which means we go back to the halfway line for a scrum.
Is that what Argentina needs? The experience of that kind of player. Nicolas Sanchez, Agustín Crevi, they're into the field to do that kind of situation, to control the end of the game.
So you did right, Santi. He's been brought on to close the game out, not to make those little mistakes.
Sanchez, top scorer at Rugby World Cup 2015 with 97 points. That's his 79th cap, but it's Tonga. Options left and right for them. Scrum centre.
Bond. Set.
Fuka. Goes to the other side. Pietel back on. Fiver. Puts it on the left foot of his. Boffelli reads it well. Full back. Boffelli gets through the first line of defence.
Against blue.
Tonga. Penalty for them.
Late off the ball.
Jaco Paper's got the call from Ben O'Keefe on the far side. Late off the ball charge from one of the Argentinian players. Real urgency being shown by Tonga. Now there's a real spirit in that team. There's an urgency, there's a sense of belief, most importantly, that's driving them forward. Argentina, on the other end, are stuttering along at the moment, expecting their senior players to come to the party, but not happening right now.
It's late off the ball.
Well, I'm hoping that's not what it was for. Not a lot in that.
Just a little bump, but it gives Tonga line up just outside the 22. Seppo Sakalea finds his man Steve Murphy, man with London Irish. Ball at the back for Sakalea. Played his club rugby in Romania since 2014. Fiver to the line. Piatau, how strong is he? Fiver again. They want the ball to go on the outside. Vuna, Kupa Vuna. You'll need 3 people to bring him down. Fiver again, they go wide. Piatau and Fiver combining nicely. The Fen, Siali Piatau loses it.
Backward by Blue.
Geronimo De La Fuente is there to pick it up on his 50th cap against South Africa in August of this year. Argentina just outside the 22. They trail 5-0 in the second period. They kick it down to Tonga, and it's Fiver who's well positioned. He flicks it away nicely. Alai Fanua in there, the ball spills backwards, still okay. Vaianu. The game the fullback has had for Tonga. Wide ball for the hit machine, Vaipulu. Tonga looking for a bit of space on this side here is Lokatui. Gone backwards quite a bit, so the kick comes from their fly off Fiver. Fairly wants this. Argentina drifting across field, and then again it's the shoulder by Pulu. Third massive hit in this contest. His highlight package is certainly growing as we continue here with Crema. Sanchez puts it up, not contestable. Vaianu bounces off line, still going. Takes on 3 or 4 Argentine players with Crema.
No hands, Blue.
Fuka looking for his fly off. Fiver comes back at the right time. Oh, there was a dangerous head grab.
Thank you. Head grab.
Well, there's been so many of these big, strong hits to talk about. There's bound to be 1 or 2 that slipped up a little. It's been a physical defensive effort from the Tongans. This time round, it's on Kirby. Legal for Fitter, the man pointed out. They have made it hard and brittle. In fact, there's also a little bit of a neck roll there. It's also on Gus Krevy, actually. Yeah, I think this is a wise move now from Argentina to maybe have the shot at goal, just slow things down, ensure that Tonga lose their momentum, just stop that powerful resurgence that they've shown in the last few minutes. Took the scoreboard over, heads the game further away to safety.
Certainly some anxious moments for Argentina in the second half. Now Nicolas Sanchez. His head. He's missed this kick. It'll stay 28-12. 7 minutes to go. His fans urge him on.
Yeah, you got to feel a little bit for Nicolas Sanchez. I suppose in some ways maybe his position is under threat a little bit. He's come on to close the game down. And well, He's kicked one from the kickoff into the in-goal area. Now he's just quickly right out in front planted. It's a distance kick. There's Tonga making another change. That's here by Foster. Comes onto the field.
Foster with the drop kick. Fairly well positioned. Now Sanchez again goes high. This time he's got runners underneath this one. It's a great kick. Bounces off. Wavuna is there, throws the dummy. Wavuna. Oh, he's dangerous. He's lost the ball though. First knock though was from Argentina following up.
Well, he's 101 kilograms, but he's not just 101 kilograms. He's got great fast feet. He's got good hands. He's got the ability to hold the ball up in one hand and offload. And he's a real handful when you try and bring him down. There's the initial knock on, and here comes the tidy up, and it's well, the dummy. No one really wants to make the tackle. Eventually someone's forced to, and it's a couple of handoffs.
Tonga playing in their 281st Test match. Argentina 246. Just shows the experience that they have. Tonga, less than 1,000 rugby players in their country. Fuka. Yetau. He wanted to keep that one in the field of play. Just his angle was a bit too straight for the touchline.
Yeah, I think Wavuna was steaming up on the outside. He may have had a defender in front of him, but he probably would have still fancied that one ball in hand. Massive long Argentinian losing streak is going to come to an end. They've lost a record 10. This is an important win for them.
Ball at the back there for Karevi and Vivas. Felipe Escura on the field, wearing 21. Digs this one out. Now he's told to get on with it. Tonga compiling in from the side.
Gus Creevy did unbelievably well just to recycle that ball to get it back there. There were some Tongan hands on it. It was a contested maul, strong defensive effort once again. But then in from the side and offside. Not out. Just use it is the message from Yaku Paper. A little more control being exerted here by Argentina.
Got the experience with Karevi in the front. Unable to set the maul. And Tonga have pinched this one on their feet.
Guido Petty's gone down. That'll be a big worry for Mario Ledesma. Key part of this pack of forwards. This Guido Petty. He's not the tallest lock around, not the heaviest, but he puts that body on the line. He weighs in with a formidable effort week in, week out. He's taken a hard bump to what looked like the shoulder there.
It's also one of those players brought in with young, just about 20 years old, been in the setup now for a full cycle, and Petty heavily involved in their campaign. That's the other big thing, as you mentioned, injuries are so important, keeping your players healthy in short turnaround times.
Yeah, very much
Bigger
so.
games still to come.
And especially in this pool, this is really the pool of death, isn't it? With Argentina, France and England, USA and Tonga. No easy games in this pool for any side. As we saw, England may have come away with a big points win against the USA, but it was hard and physical, and Gary Gold and the USA team were bitterly disappointed that they had lost badly. Tonga will be disappointed tonight as well.
They go to the back through Sakalia. Piatau, their best attacking runner. Falls looping around, they lose that. Argentina take possession. Moroni, not sure what to do. Moroni keeps it himself. Sanchez, left boot. He knows there's space there. Carreras is chasing. Piatau touches it down. There's the captain.
Can't keep that man out the action. Kupavuna, he just wants the ball.
Behind.
You need that from your replacement players. It's Tonga, full value so far in the second 40 minutes. Scored a try at the end of the first half, and they lead 5-0 in the second. Probably just run out of time in this game. If they do get the 22-meter dropout, Fuka gets it away. They stay the short side, and that has been knocked by Carreras. Will be a penalty.
Not in position to catch that.
To kick up the touchline. It's a good opportunity to chat about our MasterCard player of the match. It's a little tough to call it today. Geronimo De La Fuente has been outstanding in the midfield. A couple of these Tongan players have put their hands up, the fullback in particular, Tolusa Veanu. But it is a great privilege to score a hat-trick in a World Cup game. He controlled the ball well. He was an integral part of the set phase. Today's MasterCard player of the match is Julian Montoya.
Wonderful play as Sakalia bursts around the fringes. Sakalia still going. Keeping it alive there for Fita. Tonga, you can feel the energy with the men in red. They duck low. And that's Aleva for Fita, the 30-year-old. To go back and to collect this. There's Foster. Another carry there for Vaipulu. He's already put his body on the line as Lokatui has possession. Siali Piatau can't rip free there. Made his debut against Fiji in 2011. Steve Murphy is into the fray. To the left-hand side, a big step there. Ngannou, half gap for the outside centre. Penalty advantage. As they arrange up there with Murphy. Tonga looking for space on the outside. Here it comes. Oh no, doesn't sit up for Fafita.
Well, it went to Fafita. It was maybe designed and meant for Kupavanu as the gong sounds. Tonga have been quite good at moving the ball out wide to the big fella with the pace. Oh, and that's a super kick to the corner. It's a chance here to finish this game on a real high for the Tongans. Kept Argentina down to 0 points in the second half. It's been courageous and it's been much more accurate in the way they've controlled the ball.
Stolen at the line up by Argentina. They dot it down. That is the full-time whistle. It's the Kingdom of Tonga that have produced a sparkling second half. But still, it's Argentina that win this game 28 points to 12 in Pool C at Hanazo Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the match. The full-time score is Argentina 28.
Well, Joel, lots to talk about in this game. Argentina in the first 40, of course, their forwards worked really well, but they certainly did struggle in the second half.
Yeah, and I think for a number of reasons. One is, let's firstly give credit where it's due. Tonga came back nicely. They were more accurate in the second half. They were courageous in defence. And they certainly laid their bodies on the line, but Argentina will be disappointed. Not accurate, made a number of changes off the bench, and as much as those players are designed to come on and impact the game and also to maybe relieve other players and stop injuries, it lost momentum. The pack of forwards weren't as in control as they were in the first half, and there certainly wasn't the momentum and direction amongst the backs.
And if you think about it, Tonga scored 12 points in a row at the end of the first half and then, of course, in the second. So they really brought the heat. The Kingdom of Tonga impressing at this Rugby World Cup. Their first two scores and coming from their fullback Tolusa Veanu.
Yeah, 100%. And if you think about the Argentinian tries, Carreras try was effectively a Tongan error and an intercept. One well-worked try from a dummy maul, one from the maul, and then a good pick and go from Montoya. In the greater scheme of things, I would think Mario Ledesma will be bitterly disappointed in the the way his team have not the endeavour of his team, but the way they've finished off here. They've had opportunities, they've not really capitalised, they've not been accurate, they've made mistakes at vital times. They've come away with a win, and a hard-fought win, and a bonus point win, but not a win that will reward him mentally and instill a whole lot more self-belief in a team that needs belief.
It's amazing how the game changes. 26 minutes in, Argentina up 28-0. You wouldn't expect Tonga to come back, and they've done superbly as well. The fans have been out here to enjoy both sides, and Tonga, they're thanking the crowd. And it's Tonga that go down second loss, but Argentina pick up their first win here in this pool clash. Full credit to them in that first opening stanza.
Unlucky first half, but you did it very well in the second half.
Yeah, I think you know, we wanted to start well, which we didn't, and we gifted the Argentinians with some easy tries in their first half, which was made it difficult for us to climb back.
It was a physical match, second half match.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about. You know, we improved our physicality from last week, and we wanted to bring that into this game, but I think we just brought it just a bit too late in their second half.
All the best for the next.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Pablo, congratulations for this match. It was a very physical match.
Yeah, obviously against Tonga it's always physical. They were incredible today, but I'm happy that we could get the win. We were too physical as well, so happy for the result.
What do you think about these people? He followed to everywhere.
It's amazing. Every place you go, you find Argentinians, and here it's crowded. We're a lot, and I'm happy to have them here.
You want to say something to someone in special?
No, not really. To everyone, thank you to be here. Thank you for believing in us. We're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna go hard.
Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you very much.